She wants to see what she can get a food stamp.
If you had done an interview, you said y'all lost the number, did you want the number to call to do your interview?
Yeah.
Typical paperwork up on the walls. Mission statement. Let's get that real good. The mission statement of the South Carolina Department of Social Services to ensure the safety and health of all children and adults who cannot protect themselves, and to assist those in need of food assistance and temporary financial assistance while transitioning into employment. For your safety, walk on paved areas only.
You want to face to face? You want to go back there to do it?
What?
Your interview, is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be perfectly fine. You got your ID with you?
Yeah, thank you. No.
You got a photo ID?
No.
We might have one.
I lost it.
Just for reference, I'm standing here waiting in line, in case anybody has anything to say about that in a minute. Yes, ma'am, I have a couple of quick questions. Is there somebody here that can explain y'all's mission statement to me?
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. It's been so long since I've read it. It just says that we help protect children and adults, and we also assist with the need of food assistance, like food stamps.
Okay.
And financial assistance through the TANF program.
Okay. So would I be able to speak to anyone that might have something to say about the 14-year-old that went missing? I received a confidential tip that a 14-year-old went missing while in y'all's custody, and I would like to know, how did y'all lose a child that y'all took from his parents, who I believe have his best interest at heart? How are y'all going to take him and then lose him,
Okay.
and then not find him within 3 days?
Okay. Are you related to this?
No, ma'am, I'm a reporter.
You're a reporter.
And I'd like to know what the Department of Social Services is doing down here in South Carolina to lose children.
You're a reporter with who?
I don't give that out, not until I publish it.
Hey, I I've got a young man up here that says he's a reporter, and he wanted me or someone to explain our mission statement. And now he wants to speak with someone that can explain to him why we had a 14-year-old and he got,
I know you can't explain why y'all
or
have him,
how
but
he
y'all
got
missing.
missing from us when we took him into custody. He won't tell me.
I think I actually caught that on camera.
Are you with a newspaper or?
I'm just a reporter. I'm an independent journalist, ma'am.
He's an
I'm not
independent
going to release where I publish my information at until after I have my story complete.
Okay, all right, thank you. If you'd like to have a seat, someone will be up to speak with you in just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Please turn off all cell phones upon entering this building. Posted on numerous signs throughout the building: no weapons allowed, no tobacco, no pets except for trained service animals. Not too much artwork. Ooh, a public safety violation. That's a new one to me. Responsible Father Registry. Take the first step to assert your rights to a child you may have fathered. Registering with the Responsible Father Registry is the first step for a father to seize the opportunity to assert his rights for a child that he may have fathered. Are y'all aware of y'all's First Amendment rights, man? Are y'all aware of y'all's First Amendment rights? Are y'all aware of y'all's First Amendment rights? You have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the right to peaceably assemble, and the freedom of the press. All government employees, all public officials have no expectation of privacy when they go to work because they're a public servant, which means that anything that they say or do, they have immunity. They don't get charged with. But that means they have no expected right to privacy because they work for the public and they have to identify if you ask them for their identifying information to file a complaint form or even for a personal lawsuit. If they refuse to give you your name, their badge number, their supervisor's name, they're in violation of numerous policies. Well, if you want privacy in public, you have to create it, and she's doing a damn good job of hiding behind that wall there. I wonder what she has to hide. Notice the area is under video surveillance, so I don't have to tell them that because they have it posted. So if they're surveilling, why can't I? I want to be careful when you go outside. There's a beehive on that light. Like right there. Got it.
Do the HIPAA. I'm gonna have to ask you to cut that recording off because of other clients in here.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid under the First Amendment right, you have no right to ask me. This is a public lobby. This is
I'd like to
publicly
know what,
accessible area.
I'd like to know what,
I'm here to find out how y'all let a 14-year-old child go missing and why you're trying to violate my First Amendment rights
and
right
what
now.
paper and news are you
I'm an
affiliated
independent
with?
journalist, and I.
This is the number in Columbia that you need to contact. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I have business to attend here to today, and
I need that off.
I will gladly cut this off when you tell me why y'all let a 14-year-old child go missing in
If
y'all's
you're gonna
custody.
stay here, in this lobby, I need that cut off.
You need this cut off.
Yes.
Do you have something to hide from the public, ma'am?
No, I don't.
What's your name?
My name's Amy Dover.
Amy Dover. And what's your supervisor's name?
Aaron Balcom.
Okay.
The director's name is Manita Dawkins.
Manita Dawkins? I'll be speaking with her. What's your
Okay.
name, ma'am? What's your name, ma'am? You're a member of the public servants. You are a public servant. You need to identify. Yes, I am being asked to turn that off.
Call 911.
They want to tell you that there's nothing they can do. This is a First Amendment protected right.
Other people have rights too, and it's not mine. My name is Amy Dover. You can bill me all day long. But the other people that come into this office, sir.
Is this a
it's
publicly
held-
is this a
it's-
publicly accessible area, ma'am?
It is publicly accessible.
Okay then. to protect and to ensure the safety and health of children and adults who cannot protect themselves.
Hi, this is Amy at PSS. How are you today? I need an officer here in the lobby. We have a gentleman planning to be with a reporter, or an independent reporter who will not give his affiliation. He is recording in our lobby, which is in violation of the other client's HIPAA, and he refuses to leave. He is a white male with glasses. He has on a brown hat, a gray t-shirt inside out, green and beige plaid.
Inside out? I do believe you're telling a lie on me, ma'am.
Inside out, sir. I'm on the phone, please. He has on
Doing
black
pretty
tennis
good.
shoes and white socks.
Doctors and I'm the director.
I don't know.
Director Anita has just walked
I know
up.
that you have concerns, but due to confidentiality,
Talking to the
you
lady.
can't record in the lobby because you're invading other people's rights when you're videotaping
Is
them.
this a publicly accessible area, ma'am?
Just call me
It
back.
is because we have other people in the lobby and you have their information as confidentiality.
So,
If you want to stand outside and record, you can do that.
I mean, if you're asking me to step outside, I'll gladly do that. But I'm here to ask a particular couple of questions.
I am,
I'm an
as long as you're
independent-
recording, I am asking you to step outside.
Okay, so you are asking me to give up my First Amendment right
I'm asking you to
in a
step
public lobby.
outside if you are recording. If you turn off your recorder, you're more than welcome to stay here. But we have other people here, and due to confidentiality, you cannot record.
So is this a public area now?
So we're calling 911. We'll ask them to remove you if you're not willing to turn your camera off and
It's a
step outside.
First Amendment right.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go back and forth with you about it. What I'm talking about is you recording in here when we have people here, and it's a violation of their confidentiality. That's what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
So if you don't mind it, either you can turn it off or you can stand outside.
Okay. Before I let
That's
you,
just it. That's
before
just
I
it.
let, before I leave, before you ask me to step outside
I
and
have
violate
asked
my
you to
personal
agree.
safety,
Okay,
can somebody please take care of that bee's nest right there?
okay, we will. Thank you for
I mean,
pointing
you
that out.
asked me
We
to step
will.
outside and jeopardize my safety.
Okay, you don't have to stand there, but we will take care of that. I didn't know it was there. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention.
I wasn't trying to
Okay, sir,
cause
so if
any
you don't
problems.
mind, I'm not either, but I'm just asking you to be respectful of other people. Okay, that's all. You can ask whatever questions you want. I'm just talking about your recording, okay? And it's just about confidentiality.
I'll step outside, but the police is
Okay,
gonna
I
tell you it's a
appreciate
First
it.
Amendment right.
Okay, I appreciate it.
She's got it outside.
Tell them I need to speak to
Thank
an
you.
officer. I want to file a complaint.
That's fine. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll get somebody to take care of that.
You're the director here, right?
Juanita Dawkins, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll be doing a walk of shame in 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Howdy, ma'am. Got a text message. They called the law on me. Yep. This is car number 216, tag number MG55616. It's a permanent tag. Gaffney Police.
So obviously these
This is the
child
director.
nappers,
This is the director.
these child nappers do not know their First Amendment. The right to the freedom of the press.
We contacted you because they're in the lobby doing video recording, And that's just a violation because we have other people that are in the lobby.
Don't
to their
say a word.
confidentiality. So I asked them, they can stay in the lobby as long as they're not recording, but they were supposed to turn off their recording. So I asked them to step out. Thank you.
Well, before she leaves, I have to ask you a question, sir.
Yeah.
Does she not admit that's the lobby? That I wasn't nowhere else in the building?
This one of the places you said you were, I don't know where else you were.
I was here and in there. And if you might want to step this way, there's a bee's nest right above your head. I was actually going to let them know about that before all this other stuff got started. But can you recite your oath of office for me, sir?
So what?
Can you recite your oath of office for me?
What do you mean? Like this paper we signed when we first started?
Yeah, the thing that you swear to do and to uphold and this and that and the third and so on.
Right. Why is it relevant?
Why is it relevant? Because I'm doing a First Amendment audit here. I had a couple of questions about a pressing concern that a confidential informant had just told me that a child had went missing in their custody. I went there to ask questions about it. I identified myself as a reporter. They said, who you work with? Under my Fifth Amendment, I have the right to remain silent. I don't have to answer questions. And I don't have to give you my name. I'm on public property. I'm not breaking any laws. So they can ask me to leave all day long, but as long as I have business here, I have a right to be here. And like I said, I have business here. I will gladly leave when my business is done.
Right.
But under the Constitution, I have the First Amendment right to the freedom of press. And in a public lobby, there is no confidential information laying around to violate on anything.
Yeah. Well, there's the problem, the HIPAA. Just it is like in the hospital or anywhere.
HIPAA applies to paperwork.
It applies to anybody.
HIPAA does not pertain to the public lobby because that is a publicly accessible area. I understand where you're trying to come from. You're trying to de-escalate the situation, get me to leave, make them happy, but they have no right to ask me to leave. I'm not bothering anyone. And I really haven't caused a scene, so you can't charge me with public disorderly conduct or anything.
I'm trying to charge it.
I know, I'm trying to exercise my rights as a free citizen in this country. I have the right to the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the freedom of the press, and the right to peacefully assemble. Okay, so they let a 14-year-old child go missing in their care, and I came in to ask questions about it, and nobody wants to speak on camera, which means they either have something to hide.
Right.
If they have a problem, if you are a public servant, such as yourself, DSS, animal control, they have no expected right to privacy. You wear a name tag, do you not, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you have a badge number or a call number if you was to get a call.
Right.
Could I ask what that might be?
422.
422 and your name is Smith.
Yes, sir.
Well, like I said, I was going to let her have her say, let her talk to you, and I'm going to explain why I'm here and what I'm doing.
Okay.
I mean, it's under the First Amendment, under the Constitution, I have the right to be here and to do this.
All right. I see what you're saying.
And
So,
also,
Baby.
I have a right to talk just as well.
Yes.
Like you said, this is a publicly accessible building.
If they're
Anyone
leaving-
from the public can come in. Do you see anywhere that it does say anything posted that there is to be no recording in the lobby?
No, it says turn off all cell phones to the back areas.
Exactly.
right. That and there's still, like you said, a public area, but it's still gonna ask you to leave.
They can ask me to leave, but as long as I have a right to be here, as long as I have a business here, they have no right to ask me to leave.
Right, but they feel like the business is over. So
That's what they feel like, but he's not done recording, and he has a right to record.
right.
That's what we're trying to get you to understand. That is violating our First Amendment right. That is the U.S. Constitution.
Which you swore to
law.
uphold. That's why I asked you about your oath of office a minute ago.
Right.
Now, normally I'm not going to say escalate, but I would escalate the situation as soon as you came out here by asking to speak with your supervisor.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can radio and ask him whether or not I'm allowed to be in a publicly accessible area and record. And that'll save him a trip coming down here. But I'm just here enforcing my rights, and I'm trying to educate other people about their rights. I've done told 3 people today, and like I said, I received a confidential tip from a confidential source that they let a 14-year-old child just go missing.
Right.
Now, if that would have been a normal member of the public, a private citizen, y'all would be arresting them for suspicion of kidnapping, murder, or some other thing because their kid's missing.
Well, not off of suspicion. We're trying to investigate. I guess just like you're trying to investigate now.
And that's what I found out. So I wanted to go in there, and for my safety, I'm recording
Right.
because they can say whatever they want to, and since they wear a government badge, y'all are going to take their side a little bit more, and don't try to say that you won't, but because I've seen it happen numerous times over and over again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like I said, we're all government, true, but we still have our own thoughts, our own emotions. So we're one, but we're still separate people. We're separate
Yes.
entities. So I know what you're
Yes,
saying.
and like I said, I'm not trying to bother nobody. I'm not trying to harass anyone.
Right.
I didn't intend to speak with the director personally. Not yet. I wanted to go up the chain of command, the proper ladder of command.
Right. And like you said, the whole escalation thing, when you're recording, that gets their minds thinking like, oh, they're trying to start something. And they stop thinking about business and start wondering what this is about. And did y'all call us or they called us?
They called.
They called us.
They called because they was whatever. Which, I mean, they have the right to speak to a police officer all day long.
Right.
They have the right to file a police report all day long. But the moment that it borderlines a lie or a mistruth or misinformation to y'all that's filing a false police report, and that would be slander on me. And like I said, they asked me to come out here, so I came out here to speak to y'all.
Right.
But under my First Amendment right, I have the right to be in there and to record all day long because their job, HIPAA only applies to them. They are responsible for where the HIPAA laws, where it says that they have to protect private confidential information.
Right.
There is no private confidential information in the lobby, and I wasn't going anywhere else in the building. I wasn't trying to stick my phone in there and look at the screen. I was just taking pictures of the lobby and trying to ask questions. Within 30 seconds of the first person coming out the door, after I sat down, when the first person came out, she had another person. Before the door even swung shut, there was a third person. Now, you know the laws like I do.
Okay.
But what happens when you have 3 or more people committing fraud, a crime, or any kind of violent act? What does that make that?
What do you mean? It's a crime.
If 3 or more
Child
people,
Napper involves the kid while they were in their care, and he went into,
if it's 3 or more
and then they were
breaking the law, that makes it a gang-related crime, correct?
It could be conspiracy.
Yeah, they lost a 14-year-old.
DSS people,
Nah, I mean,
DSS people lost one of the kids.
He's been missing 3 days and they ain't found him yet. And then I spoke to the director and they kicked me out.
Cool with you. I'm have a supervisor come up. I'm not well versed. It's different.
That's
I know good bits of the law, and like I said, public servant, I should know it. So.
well, I mean, you swore to uphold the Constitution, and that's why I asked you about your oath to try to
Right.
to bring that back fresh in your mind.
Right.
And like I said, I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to enforce my rights. And as a private journalist, I have the right to keep my sources, my location of where I publish. But
Are you local, or you don't have to know where you're from?
I'm actually not even from around here. I just happened to be here at the right time in the right place, and they told me that a 14-year-old went missing. So I came here to ask questions, and they can't give me no answers. They say that I can't record, and that obviously they have something to hide or they've done something wrong. Because if they have a problem with being in public, they shouldn't take a public job where they have to deal with the public. And if they're going to violate somebody's rights, they have to understand that before they can do anything to violate someone's rights, there has to be a law broken. And like I said, I'm just trying to reiterate the point.
Yeah, well, I guess to the best of their knowledge, they believe they're doing their duty.